Hans-Arne L'orange. He is the head of metals and mining for Clarksons Platou Securities. Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thanks a lot for inviting me.
Well, I'm happy to talk copper today since I've been talking gold and Bitcoin since the start of the morning.
We're doing base metals and industry minerals, so copper is certainly one of our two sort of prime minerals.
Well, copper,
yes,
down 12% since the start of April. And we always look at copper really like the barometer of the economy. So what's it telling us now?
Well, you know, Dr. Copper is well known worldwide to sort of give a good indication of the world's GDP growth and so on. And I think the drop from April is a clear indication that the trade war, the tariffs, and also that it's now sort of escalating to Mexico and maybe North Korea, and people is afraid of also the NAFTA sort of renewal with Canada. So I think this is fair. If you look at other commodities like iron ore and met coal, still there is very healthy prices, but the capital markets and the markets where there is a future, like in copper, they're really sort of discounting that this is going to go on for a long time.
Oh, and like you said, it's not just copper, but if we look at nickel, vanadium, cobalt, all taking a hit here. Yes. You know, we would think that with all the buzz around electrical vehicles, and we're seeing more manufacturers enter this sector, that it would be more bullish.
I think that the bullish sentiment around electrical vehicles and batteries and renewables is going to continue, and it's going to certainly be reflected in the real demand for the metals. But you know, there's plenty of inventories and there's plenty of future contracts. So I think there's a lot of financial players that really have shorted their positions in all of these metals. And I think that that could continue for a pretty long time. But if you monitor the underlying inventories, if you go to zinc, lead, copper, the underlying inventories is going lower and lower. And that was exactly what happened when OPEC started to restrict the oil and so on. When the inventory is coming on a real low, the smelters need to buy. So we think that this is temporary in the actual physical market.
So if I ask you to look at the base metal space overall, which metal do you feel has the best bullish case?
Short term.
Short term.
Short term copper, definitively, and then number 2, nickel.
And longer term, same?
Well, I think longer term, I think lithium and graphite will compensate. They're small markets, so in percentage, that's more marginal. But those 4 metals is certainly been driven by very low long-term supply, and the demand is growing very rapidly.
Hans, thank you so much for joining us here.
Thanks a lot.